Hi everyone, this is Attorney Poonam Minhas back with another immigration video, and today's video is going to be about expediting requests, whether it's with USCIS or with the National Visa Center. So we're going to break this video down into two parts, and we're going to talk about what the requirements may be and whether you should contact an immigration attorney and consult with one to see if you may be eligible for an expedite request. Okay, so the first part of this video is going to be about USCIS and what do they consider as an expedite request for a petition. So I just generally want to talk about the criteria, and some of the examples that they look at may be if there is a financial hardship to your company or a person. They also may consider emergency or humanitarian reasons for the expedite. So typically what you want to show USCIS is, hey, I filed my petition and I think my petition should deserve priority over the other petitions that have been waiting. So what that means is you want USCIS or the officer to take a look at your application, even though you filed after all these other petitioners or beneficiaries, and how your case qualifies to get to the expedited route in order for the beneficiary to get the benefit to come to the United States or for any other type of benefit, depending on what the application is. So do remember, there is no guarantee when you file for the expedite. There is no filing fee. USCIS considers these requests on a case-by-case basis. The best thing to do is to consult with an attorney to see if you may even be eligible to file the request for an expedite, because you need to have supporting evidence to back up your claim as to why you may qualify. So that would be the best thing. I just want to recently talk about some experience I've had, and I know I had a client reach out to me and say, everybody else told me no, and you're my last resort, you're my last hope. Can we file an expedite? And I reviewed everything. I asked for certain type of documentation. The client had the necessary docs. And I said, you know what? We can try and we can file the expedite and see if we get it. Believe it or not, I just want to say it was successful. We got the request to expedite approved within 8 days, which is really rare, but that's how strong the evidence was. We got it approved in 8 days, and then when you get a request for expedite approved, that doesn't mean the petition itself is approved. What that means is, okay, we've considered your claim for the expedite. We are now going to look at the application and adjudicate it based on what was submitted. So now the second step is made its way in front of a USCIS officer, and the officer then approved that petition within another 8 days. So yay, everyone is happy, I'm happy, my client is happy, we're celebrating, right? So that was one example. Another example I wanted to give you is that the expedite can be filed at any time, which means you may file it in the beginning when you file your initial application before you get the receipt notice, or you may wait for the receipt notice and then file it at that time. You want to make sure everything is submitted. You don't have any room for them to ask you for more evidence. So that leads me to my next part of this video is USCIS may contact you and say, you know what, we need more evidence. We see that you have a claim, you've provided, X, Y, and Z documents. Do you have more evidence to back up your claim as to the expedite? So you want to make sure when you submit the expedite, if you have the necessary documents, that you're still gathering more documents as a backup, because you never know if that officer is going to contact you through phone or email to ask for more evidence. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now we're going to move on to the second part of the video, which is filing an expedite with National Visa Center, also known as NVC. Now, NVC has a different standard. Their standard is life or death, so it has to be pretty extreme for them to consider your request, and life or death compared to what USCIS has, which is the different criteria, I do want to mention I have the link in the description section, so do check it out for USCIS, and you'll see what the difference is between both USCIS, expedite requests, and NVC. With NVC, you have to do the same thing. You need to make sure you have supporting evidence to back up your claim as to why your case deserves to be expedited over everybody else that has been waiting. And now you know, with the extreme backlog in consulates all over the world, it has become extremely complicated, extremely frustrating for a lot of people. So recently, I helped someone file an expedite with the NVC, of course, keeping in mind that the standard is life or death. It was very interesting. The situation was considered. The National Visa Center did end up transferring the file over to the U.S. consulate to consider the expedite, and believe it or not, my client ended up getting the interview, so that was another success. It just recently happened. It took about 2 weeks to hear back from them, so that was exciting as well. So what I'm trying to say is, don't just go ahead and file anything and then it's going to get denied. You have to gather the supporting evidence to see what may qualify. Work with a lawyer. You know, that's just better. It's best to work with an attorney to see what your chances are. And do remember, there is no guarantee to get something expedited. It is determined on a case-by-case basis. They don't tell you right away whether you qualify or not. Someone will take a look at it. And sometimes I also had this experience where they don't even consider anything and they'll just straight deny you. Believe it or not, that has happened as well, which is very frustrating, which is going to lead to many, many phone calls with USCIS or NVC. So that it's best to retain an attorney for. So I just wanted to share this with you. There are other things that you can consider when submitting the evidence, like what type of evidence may be required, but this can't be covered today. If you have any questions, general in nature, you may drop them below in the comment section. But if you have something particular to your case to see whether you or someone you know may qualify for an expedite, you can reach out to us. You can give us a call and set up a consultation. We'll be happy to evaluate your case. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching all these videos, and I would recommend that you share this with anyone in your circle, friends, or family who you might find this information helpful for. So hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. But if this is you coming back to watch a recent update, thank you for always watching. I appreciate your love and support. Thank you so much, and catch me in the next video.